So in this video, I'm going to be talking about some simple tips to start to build your credit, whether you guys are 16, almost coming up on 18, where you can get your first credit card, whether you're 18 or whether you're even just a little bit older than that. Just some general tips to start to build your credit. Now, unfortunately, this is kind of how the financial system is run. If you want to go get an apartment, if you want to get a car, if you want to buy a house, you're going to need credit. Could you do it without it? Yeah, but it's going to be a whole lot fucking harder. So you got to pay attention to your credit. Credit is going to be extremely important. If you don't know these things and you try to just go about whatever and figure it out on your own, you might have a tough time. And if you fuck up your credit early on, it could be tough to start to build it later on. So these are going to be extremely crucial for you guys to get ahead at a younger age. And if you guys are a little bit older and you're watching this, obviously you guys can start to clean up all of these things that we talk about in this video. So the first thing is you just want to start out building your credit as early as you possibly can. Essentially, the day you turn 18, go to your local bank that you guys use, most likely a credit union. That's going to be where you guys get your first credit card, kind of through the bank itself, just because most other credit card companies and banks and things like bigger banks aren't necessarily going to give you a credit card because you have zero credit and you might not have any real money to your name. So your local credit union, your local bank that you use is probably going to be your best bet. Now, the next best thing that I think you guys can do from there is to become an authorized user if you can on your parents' credit card. So this almost kind of fakes it, where it's showing that you're spending all this money when you're obviously really not. It's your parents spending it, but you're on their credit. So it's allowing you to kind of build your credit through theirs. And then that's kind of a way to fast track building your credit. Now, a lot of you guys might not be able to have that. Completely fine. I didn't do that either. So it's not the biggest deal. Again, it's just an added benefit if you guys can do it. Now from there, once you get your credit card, you want to start to put little things on it. The biggest thing, especially if you guys are starting out, you might only have a $500, $1,000, $2,000 credit limit, and you want to keep your utilization below 30%, meaning you do not want to have over a 30% of that balance. So if it's 1,000, you do not want to put any more than 300 on that credit card, even if you're paying it off at the end of every single month. By you putting more percentage than that 30 on that credit card is going to show that you guys are spending a lot. For whatever reason, they do not like that with the credit bureaus, so they're going to dock you for that, for going over 30%. So as much as you can, especially early on, stay below that 30%. Now, if you have to use a debit card just to kind of stay under, not the end of the world, but for the most part, you almost always want to be using your credit card. Debit cards really have no good use. I understand the fact that obviously you're not going to build up a big credit, but if you're financially responsible, you should be paying it off. Credit cards are going to be much safer, and they're just going to be more effective because obviously you're starting to build your credit. You want to put it on your credit card. Again, that's kind of the whole spiel. Again, just try to stay under that 30% utilization rate and you guys will be good. Next thing is obviously just make sure you pay it off on the date it's supposed to be paid, completely in full. Do not leave a balance. Whatever you do, if you don't have the money, do not spend the money. Right? I get that's why people use the debit cards, because they're spending money that they know they have. Again, if you're financially responsible, if you don't have it in your debit card and you wouldn't spend it with cash or with your debit card, don't put it on your credit card. Don't have a balance sitting, especially early on. Again, you guys aren't spending that much money, so you shouldn't be spending more than you guys have. Just because you can spend 1,000 doesn't mean you have the 1,000 to spend. So be smart. If you're not going to spend it with cash or with your debit card, why would you spend it on your credit card and start to rack up a statement? Make sure you're being able to pay off your payment every single month in full. Throw on auto pay so it just immediately goes through. You don't even have to worry about it, and that way you don't miss a payment. Now, after about a year, maybe even 6 months, ask for a credit limit increase. So again, maybe you're at that $1,000 a month max that you guys can use. Try to ask for a credit limit raise. So maybe you're up to $1,500 or $2,000. So now you're able to put more on your credit card without hitting up against that 30% utilization rate. So then obviously as the years go on, your credit limit is even higher. Say you're still only spending the same amount, it's going to show your utilization rate, or the amount of money that you're putting on your credit card is lower in terms of the percentage. So that is going to help build your credit, and they're going to see that as beneficial and good in credit worthiness. So I think if you do all of those things and you continue to do that over time, you guys are going to be good. Now, one thing with building your credit is it just takes time. It's going to take into account your oldest line of credit. So if you're a year in and you only have 1 year of a credit card, and then I think every year or so, I think it's smart to get another credit card. Don't just have one, get up to maybe 2, maybe 3, and then maybe you can stop there, because by then you should have pretty good credit. So, and then the next thing is utilizing the credit card reward systems. So that could be travel points, that could be cash back, things like that. That's also why you want to use your credit card as opposed to a debit card. As early as you can, apply for one of those where you get some sort of rewards back. If you're gonna be spending the money anyways, then you might as well be getting something back from it. So the two that I use that I absolutely love is I just got one recently, which is decent. It's kind of for more new people, it's Discover Cashback Match. So after the first year, they match my cash back, which will be pretty good. Should add up to close to $1,000 almost. So that's good. I'm basically just using it for the first year for that. I also have the Capital One Venture Card, which is phenomenal. I use that for my business. That is going to give you guys a lot of rewards in terms of travel. And then I also have the American Express Gold Card, which is also great for getting points on travel. So again, I'm going to be spending the money anyways. I might as well be almost using the system to benefit from that in some way, shape, or form. So eventually I'm going to be taking vacations and never ever paying for them. Now the other thing is, how do these credit card companies make money off of these cashback rewards programs? How do they make money off the travel rewards? The credit card companies make money from the people who are irresponsible to give to the people who are responsible. So you're going to be either one of those two. You're going to be the person not paying your credit card every single month, paying fees, paying interest, and making the credit card company money. Or you can be on the other end where you're getting rewards, you're getting cash back, and you are making money from the credit card companies. You are going to be in either one of those. So it's kind of your pick. Like I said, I'm going to add the credit cards that I use down below if you guys want to check them out. If you guys want to sign up for them, if you don't already have them, I highly recommend it. I just paid for an entire trip to Europe basically on my credit cards rewards points. So highly recommend you guys do that. If you like the video, drop a like. If you guys want something specific along these lines, drop a comment below and I'll get that to you guys soon. So with that said, peace.